get to know the leaders that have come together to collaborate and just help you guys grow. That's the main goal of this. Is we all have something different to bring to the table. We all have different leadership styles and personalities, and we all have different things, a way of doing things or tips and tricks to teach you. And I just think collaboration is such a beautiful thing. And um, so we're going to share our stories and a tip to help you win right now in this season that we're in, coming out of conference. Um, and I will try to make mine quick to keep us all on time. Um, so if you don't know me, my name is Jen. I live in Tacoma, Washington, just south of Seattle. I found this business January 2012, and I found it from a brochure that my sister-in-law had on her kitchen counter. I came over to her house for dinner, and I saw it right away, and I said, "What's that?" And I opened it, and all of a sudden light bulbs were already starting to go off. And she goes, "Oh, well, I got that for you at this wrap party I went to a couple months ago." And I'm like, "Wait, a couple months ago? Like, why are you holding back?" But she just forgot to share it with me. But she knew that I was looking for something, you guys. I've been praying for months for a way to be home with my kids because we had reached a point where I had been home for a couple years, but money was just too tight at the end of the month and debt was rising, and it had become time for me to find a job. And I didn't want to. My heart desperately wanted to keep staying home. And so that brochure, we don't have brochures anymore, but that brochure was an answer to my prayer. And I mean, it may sound like, crazy or whatnot, but it really was the answer to my prayers. And it continues to be over the years. I just celebrated 9 years, you guys. I went diamond in my first 3 months and got that $10,000 bonus. 4 months later, I went double, and I hung out at double for about 3.5 years. And I had a lot of life happen in those 3.5 years. I tried desperately to save my mom. She had become addicted to narcotics from a chronic illness that she had. And I spent a lot of my time and energy trying to save her. And I ended up losing her to that unexpectedly. And that was really, really hard. But what I did in that time is I took a few months off. This business, again, such a blessing. I literally put my phone away and didn't do a thing for 2 months. And I don't know if another place where you can do that, just walk away and not have to worry about a desk piling up, right? Um, and when I came back, I decided to fight. I decided to fight for my business and what I wanted and to make her proud. And the following year, I promoted to triple and earned a $50,000 bonus and made my first place in the top 150. And 2 years later, presidential, and another bonus. All these bonus they keep giving us, you can't keep track of. It's just we're so blessed where we're at, you guys. And you guys, that's where I'm at. And it just keeps getting better. I just feel like, you know, once we get another new product or more bonuses, we go to another conference. I always feel the same way. Like, is this really what I get to do? Like, I don't know. Now we have the gummies. Now we have enhanced wraps. Now we have skinny tea, and everyone drinks tea. If you don't drink coffee, you drink tea, and we have solutions for everyone. So that's my story. I am so grateful to be where I'm at, and it's made such an impact on my life. Um, I will mute myself, and whoever is next, go for it. Oh, my tip. I'm sorry. My tip for coming out of conference is, you guys, get laser focused on what it is that you want. So if you are brand new and you want to go diamond and earn that, those, you can stack the bonuses, right? It's not just one. You can get multiple bonuses by going diamond the next couple months. Get out the diamond chart and just do it. When I was going diamond in my first 3 months, you guys, we had 20, I believe it's 23 distributors. You now only need 16 for diamond. I mean, I don't say only because it's like a small amount. I get it. It's hard. It's hard work, but you can do it. That's the point. And So print out the chart and keep it in your back pocket, in your purse, on your fridge, have it somewhere all the time and make notes with a pencil because there's going to be things that, need to be tweaked and shifted all the time. But my point is when it's in your face all the time, like your dream board, like it's your mind is going to be shifting constantly in ways to make it happen. So print out your chart and get a pencil with an eraser.
All right, you guys. My name is Marlene. I'm a triple diamond. I live in New York. I'm born and raised here. I've been with the company now 3 years or 3.5. This will actually be my 4th year here. So basically, I have 3 kids. I just had my 3rd daughter 5 weeks ago, and she is my last. So I'm actually really, really excited for the Slimming gummies too, because I have a week results with which they're not approving, because they're trying to keep it like they're trying to show people what a month worth could do, because my 7 days is like drastic, and I guess I actually appreciate them doing that, because if somebody didn't get results like me, I don't want them to be like they don't work. So I'm just excited for my before and afters, honestly, to 3 kids down the line. So my why is my kids. Joined in June of 2017. I did not start working until October of 2017 because my job made me decide or choose between my kids and them, and that just wasn't it. I am total mom. Like, nobody tells me anything about my kids, whether it's determines my paycheck or not. So that was my breaking point. That was my, okay, you know what? I have something here. I need to get it done. I am a $9.99 success story. I was on stage for Green Carpet. I think it was 2 years ago. We jumped on stage. We actually got invited on stage because there's not very many people who joined for $10 and they're still here. So to be part of that group actually means a lot to me. And basically, like Jen said, you just kind of gotta, that was my light bulb. My daughter suffered a feeble seizure. Thank God she was okay. But the fact that I got a text message like, oh, are you coming back in on Monday or not? Like, we're going to have to look for somebody. So that was my, okay, you know what? I have something that's in the palm of my hands that I need to run with this. And it took me some time. I went to conference that next year because they let me go that January. That January that they let me go, that last paycheck, I bought my conference ticket. My husband bought my flight ticket. I think it was like a week before. I went to conference, broke within a joke, you guys. Like, I didn't have money for anything. Like, my husband had to keep sending me money for food and stuff like that, and like the clothes that they had there, and things like that. But I had to go to conference because everybody was talking about it. And at first I was just like, what do they give you business? Like, do you go there and then like, they give you like a sheet of people who are going to order from you and stuff like that, because how highly everybody spoke about it. But it's nothing like that. It's the vibe. It's the prayers. It's just, conference is amazing, you guys. Any event actually with this company is amazing, whether it's virtual or face to face. I went Emerald in 22 days after conference, and then I went Diamond the next month. That same month, I charted for double. It took me a few months to go double. And it took me a whole year to go triple. And last year, I lost my mother-in-law in May. Unexpectedly, she passed away tragically in a car accident. And that was another thing that it was, do I let this control me, or do I control the situation and keep my business going? And I wanted to promote to triple that month, and it just didn't happen. But what happened was that the business kept going. My team kept going for me. They kept fighting for me because I always fought for them. And that's the best part about this business. And it wasn't even just like my downline. It was like my sideline sisters, flowers being sent, the amount of people messaging me that knew that my mother-in-law passed away. Like, the family you gain from, it's a sisterhood. And that was everything to me. That was everything to me. So I went triple in June, and now I'm pushing for Prez. And what I could tell you guys is that no matter what happens, life is always going to happen just in general. And what you do with what happens in life is going to determine where your business goes. So many people use what's going on in their life as an excuse not to work this business. And I'm one of those uplines or sideline sisters where I'm like, sis, you're telling me that you can't work this business because you have to work 4 jobs. well, no, you can work this business because you don't want to work 4 jobs. And that's a mentality that I have. And when my mother-in-law passed away, that was my mentality. Like, I need to work my business. I need to bring my husband home. Like, the fact that he lost his mom unexpectedly and he took off time, and the fact that I was able to finally be able to say, babe, don't worry about it. I'll take care of the bills this month or the month after next or whatever the case may be. That meant everything to me. And that's my sole purpose. Like, I'm going prize. You're going triple this year because I want to bring him home. And he's the type that's like, well, I need health insurance. I'm like, that's fine. You could work part-time. But the fact that I know that if you wanted to quit tomorrow, you can quit tomorrow because of this business. And that is my why right now. And one more thing I want you guys like to know before I tell you my tip is that your why is going to deepen every single day. Every single day, your why is going to deepen. It's going to be extended, and you're going to be like, wow, I joined for this, but now I'm doing this. And I joined because I just needed to be home with my kids. But now my why is I want my husband home, and I want to change lives of women that I don't even know. There's a woman out there that's waiting for me to make my post about my why, and I'm going to help change her life, and I don't even know it yet. So your why is going to deepen every single day, and it's going to extend every single day, and you're just going to feel it. And one tip I can tell you guys from coming out of conference, drop a 1 in the comments below if you are trying to promote, not trying, if you're going to promote this year within the next few months. You guys, when you're looking at your chart, do not look at those boxes as a box. Look at those boxes as a life that's about to change, and you're going to see how fast you can promote. Because we're so quick to look at a chart and say, this is the diamond, or this is, I'm going emeralds. And you look at a box and you're like, oh, she only needs 400. She only needs 400. But if you look at it and you say, you put a name to it, whoever it is that you just signed up, Dominique is going to, she's going to be my 400 leg. But she's not just a 400 leg, because that 400 is going to change her life. You don't know what that 400 BV is going to do for her. That 20, 30, $100, whatever it is, you don't know what it's going to do for her. So if you look at that chart and you're looking at the boxes and you're saying this is another life changed, you're going to promote. And I'm so excited to, be on this training and to be doing these trainings with the leaders that we're doing it with to help you guys promote and to push you guys. And we're excited to see you guys reach those ranks that you want to reach.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah Artizzoni. I'm a presidential diamond. I started back in May of 2012. I apologize ahead of time if I have to pause to take some breaths. I'm currently dealing with COVID, so I'm a little bit short of breath tonight. But no excuses, right guys? So when I started, I was in a terrible relationship that was way beyond its expiration date, or should have been. And I had 2 little boys. They were 3 months and 19 months old. I was working 60 hours a week, and this relationship was the epitome of narcissistic personality disorder is what I was dealing with. Okay, so if any of you have ever experienced that, I feel you. I got called every name in the book when I decided to spend the $99 that we did not have to join, and I did it anyway because I just knew that I needed something different. We were on WIC and food stamps and state healthcare and all the things. And I just hit the ground running because, and let me just say actually that I only wanted $100 a month, you guys, even though I needed so much more. That was the only thing I could allow myself to hope for, because I had always struggled growing up financially. I never knew how to dream. And so I just, all I wanted was $100. And I started talking to people, I started rapping people, and I realized very quickly, I made $100, I think, in my first couple of days just from selling wraps. And so before they were ever even at my door. So very quickly, I realized the potential. I hit the ground running, you guys. I went Ruby a couple months later. And then conference tickets went on sale, and everyone was like, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. And I'm like, I don't have the money. This partner of mine over here is going to it's going to be a war. But then my sponsor, who's a friend of mine, just said, don't ask if you can go to conference, just go. And some of you who are married or in long-term relationships might be like, whoa, but truly that's exactly what I needed to hear, because I wouldn't have gone otherwise. And so in that moment, I made the decision, and I knew that if I was going to actually follow through on that, that I had to just like, I had to run so hard and make sure that I had everything paid for before I booked it, before I ever left. And I did. And because I worked harder just so that I could get to conference, I ended up going. So I had promoted to Ruby in July, um, Emerald in October, Diamond in December, and then that first conference in 2013 was in January. And I remember getting paid while we were at conference just in time to go shopping, and my check was it was my second diamond check at that point for December. My check was $3,300. And then they made all the announcements. And that was the first year that they had like the big good bonuses. And they had like a $25,000 triple bonus. And I was like, I was with 14 girls that were like sideline, upline, whatever. We all stayed in the house. And I looked at them. I was like, you guys, I'm quitting my job. I'm getting that bonus. And they all were like, yeah. And I went home and I was like, but I did. I quit my job because it had gotten to the point where I could go wait tables for 8 hours a day and hate my life and maybe make $80 or $100 on a Sunday, or I could go work 3 wrap parties or whatever you want to call them. Back then it was wrap parties, and I could make several $100s and a bunch of friends and have a great time doing it. So that's what I did. I just hit the ground running. So I ended up promoting to triple. Okay, let me back up. So at conference, my check was $3,300. Okay, that was in January. February, I went double. My check was $9,000, you guys, my very first double check. It's crazy. And then May, I went triple, and my first triple check was $15,000. Like it was crazy, you guys. And then I stayed at triple for a while. I lost rank a little bit, got it back, lost rank, got it back, because that's what happens, right? Not everything's going to go the same. It's not constantly going up, right? Like that's not real life. And so, but I'm a fighter. And so about 2 years later, in 2015, I went presidential, and then guess what? I kept it, and then I lost it. And then I think I got back down to like double at one point and got back up, and I lost it and I got back up, you guys. And so that's what I want you to know is that, one, if you ever lose rank, just don't give up. Like, know that you can always get that back and then some. Okay, you guys. So just know that. Like, I've had so many people quit over the years, and then of course, right as I think I'm going to promote again, somebody else quits, right? That's just the name of the game. And so, and this seems to be a common thing, but because everyone said it so far, but this is what I was going to share with you as far as my tip is that, I take a breath. Is that life is going to happen, right? And it's so easy to say, this is going to be a little bit different from what you guys said. It's so easy to put this business on the back burner, but for me, like this business, like I'm going to cry right now, is truly what has gotten me through some of the hardest moments of my life. The night that I left my ex, which was 2 weeks, it was literally like a week after I got my first triple diamond paycheck, you guys, and I was able to leave because things got so bad that they became physically violent, and I was able to take my 2 little boys and pack up everything in my house that I was actually taking, which wasn't a lot. It was their clothes, their bedroom furniture, and a trash bag full of my clothes. That was it. That was all I took. But I was able to go take them, spur of the moment, without checking my bank account, go rent a new 4-bedroom house, pay first month's rent, last month's rent, deposit, and completely furnish a brand new house, like without even checking the balance in my bank account, you guys. And the weekend that I left, you guys, I had 5 parties booked. Imagine how easy it would have been with everything I was going through. 2 little boys that were barely 1 and 2. They were wild. I could have easily canceled those parties, right? I didn't have anyone to watch my kids, but guess what? I took them with me. Was it a little bit crazy? Yep, it sure was. But I don't make excuses, and anyone on my team will tell you that. I really don't. I could have easily said, hey guys, I'm not going to be on Zoom tonight. I've got COVID and I feel like crap. But here I am, you guys. And so I just want to tell you, like, especially coming out of conference, do not let the things that will happen, the things that will come up in your life, distract you. Do not allow yourself to make excuses for that. Like, I'll tell you, I have a girl, a newer girl, she signed up like a month ago, and I'm gonna like legit, I won't tell you like her name, but I voice messaged. I was gonna read you what I sent her. So this is her second time in the business. The first time she signed up, and like 2 days later was like, I can't do this. It's not for me. she came back, right? And because she's been watching me like literally since before I ever joined, she's been watching me. And she joined, and then this time, and you guys, 2 days later, all in one day, her and her girlfriend both got diagnosed with COVID. Her best friend, she found out, was like on the verge of dying of cancer. Her friend, I think, just passed away a couple days ago. And her sister got diagnosed with breast cancer, literally like within a day or 2 days, all of it. So obviously, I gave her a little bit of space, but this girl is coming back and she's like, I know I just got to do it. I'm like, yes, like that's exactly it. Like in this is your defining moment. Like it truly is. Like you can quit, you can say there's too much going on, it's not the time, but life is always going to throw stuff at you. It's always going to throw distractions at you. I smacked my ring on my desk. It's always going to throw things at you. I've had all kinds of medical issues with my kids. I got all kinds of like celiac and ADHD and ODD and like all the things with my kids. I have 4 kids now, you guys, happily married, and just there's always something, you guys. And so I just want to again say that, like, do not let yourself make those excuses, because it's just so easy to fall off the wagon. And then when you think you want to come back, you're like, I don't know how. And you're going to just, when you start making one excuse, like it's so much easier to keep making more of them. So just don't do it. Don't allow yourself to do it. Commit and just get the job done.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm Allison Stanley, you guys, and I live in Kennewick, Washington. I'm pretty close to Jen. We're like a couple hours apart. I've been in this business for almost 8 years, you guys, in March. And oh my gosh, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, I'm listening to you guys' stories and I'm like blurred about mine. It's been like so many years that you stop and really tell your story. You're like, where do I even start? So I've been 8 years, you guys, in March. Prior to this business, I was a general restaurant manager. I was overworked and underpaid, you guys. I was working anywhere from like 6 to 7 days a week. And I literally this business was presented to me with, hey, do you want to come to my wrap party? And that's what it was. And I said, is there wine? That was me. I was that friend that was like, is there wine? I'll be there. You guys, I didn't drink a single drip of water, like only had wine. And I saw results. And I was like, oh my gosh, like how did I even get results of this one body wrap? So as Jen was talking about the wraps, you guys, I'm so excited about our new wraps because that was my first product I tried and I was instantly hooked on the business. So she said, well, you can become a customer for 40% off, or you can become a distributor and make money as well. And I thought, well, I mean, I don't really want to do the business, but I'm going to do it. So I did. Again, you guys, I had no intention of even running with this business. Okay. I tried a product and I fell in love with this product. And I'm going to quickly go through my first year because it was such a blur the first year, you guys. There wasn't social media really. There wasn't a whole lot of training. It was more events. And it wasn't until Denise Walsh is one of my uplines. And it wasn't until she said, and Ashley Hager, who's also on here, and they said, get to an event. And I thought, why? I mean, what do I need to do that? Why don't I get to an event? And I got to an event, you guys, and that's where everything changed for my business. I went from distributor to Ruby, and I think it was 3 months, and I didn't even know I promoted. Like I was just signing people. And that's probably one of my first tips as I go into my story and at the end is just ignorance on fire, you guys. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn as you earn. The less you know, I mean, those of you that are on here that know, the less you know, the better. I mean, let's be honest. The less you know about anything, the better. Because I was just excited. I was passionate about this wrap. And when people would ask me, oh, have you tried this or have you tried that? I would say, no, but I can show you results from an upline. I can show you results from a sideline. And that's literally how I worked my business the first year. Going into, it was a couple months of my business. I found out we were pregnant. It was a surprise to my son now, who's 7. And it wasn't until, you guys, I was sitting in the hospital bed, January 2014. And I remember Denise sending me a message and she said, conference weekend is this weekend. I can't wait for you to be here next year. And I was literally in the hospital bed, you guys. And I was like watching all the videos on Facebook and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I didn't really understand. I wasn't really with it. I didn't understand how everything worked. And it wasn't until like I saw my son's face and I was like, oh my gosh, I can be at the restaurant 6 to 7 days a week, working 70 to 80 hours a week, no paid holidays, no time off. How the heck am I going to be a mom? Right. Or I can actually run with this thing. And I was Ruby my whole, like, I don't know, 8 months of the business, you guys, 9 months of the business, because I didn't see the bigger picture. And when I told myself, when I saw my son, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself 6 months. I'm going to give myself 6 months to go diamond and 6 months to replace my full-time income. So it was 6 months, you guys, from January to June. I went diamond and I got the $10,000 bonus that year. And I ended up walking out of my job and I said, I'm done. That was never my intention though. That was never my intention. I never wanted to quit my job. I didn't think that was even possible. So quit my job and came home. And then it was crazy going from working so many hours. Those of you that are currently working, going from so many hours to working and making this business work. I worked 30 minutes in the morning with this business, you guys. I worked 30 minutes on my lunch break and I worked 30 minutes at night before I went to bed. So if I can work 70 hours a week and be a brand new mom, not knowing what the heck I was doing, and I had a boyfriend at the time, we weren't even engaged, we weren't married, nothing, literally nothing, you guys. I just saw that. I said, you know what, why, if she can do it, why can't I? And that's something that I hope you take away from tonight is if she can do it, why can't I do it? And my story has changed so much since then, you guys. I went double that same year in November. I went triple a year later, and then I went presidential a year later. So currently pres right now, working towards ambassador. And my story has evolved in so many different ways. So now, you know, in 2021, I have a 7-year-old son. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I've been doing It Works full-time from home for, I don't even know how many years now, 7. It's crazy. It's been so many years now, but I absolutely love it. But there's a couple things that I want to say with that. Because of It Works, I now am a head volleyball coach. It's my 3rd year coaching here at our high school in town. I played college volleyball, you guys. It has been a dream of mine to be able to coach. Without It Works, I would not be able to do that. I would not be able to coach and be able to run back and forth to the high school, be able to drag my kiddos to the weight room every day, be able to do coaching calls throughout the day or at night. I mean, it is very requires a lot of time and energy to be a head coach. Not only am I a head coach, but my now husband is a head coach as well. So we're both head coaches. He still works full time, absolutely loves his job. And we am running this business, you guys. And here is my tip. Well, actually I have 3 because I wrote them down. It's kind of different, a couple different things, but your why is going to constantly evolve and change every single year in this business. My first year, you guys, I was dating. Had a boyfriend, right? I was working 6-7 days a week. And then all of a sudden I was pregnant. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this business for my baby. And then the next year was like, okay, I'm going to quit my job. Okay. And then the next year was, I'm going to pay off our debt. Did that. Okay. And then the next year was, I'm going to walk into a boat dealership and I'm going to buy a boat because that's what our dream is. That's our hobby. That's what we do. And I still have that Malibu sitting outside of our house. And there's an It Works sticker on that window. And one of the best feelings in the world is being able to walk in that dealership. And they said, you know what? I don't think you're going to be able to get approved for a boat because we don't know if this is a legit income. And that was the biggest fire in my belly when it was like light bulbs went off and it was like, this is my job to share that with people, you guys. And so being able to do those things, and you know, the houses are great, and the cars are great, and this and that is great. But when you're able to pay off your debt and you're able to pay for things in cash, and not only yourself, you guys, when you get to this point, your business is no longer about you. It's about other people. So we've gone through the purchasing cars, the house, the paying off the debt, you know, and now my job now is to help as many other women feel that same thing. Now it's the day-to-day stuff. Being able to go to, those of you that are local, you know, Yokes is an expensive grocery store. And then there's Walmart. And I'm like, I want to go to Yokes. Like that was my thing. Like, I'm going to feel okay with spending this money on 5 things, right? I don't want to have to drive across town to go over here. You know, the nail money. I got my nails done yesterday, you guys. It's an expense. And that's something that if you look at the day-to-day life, if day-to-day life was covered by It Works, how would that feel? And that was something for me is if I can call and pay the AT&T bill, if I can call and pay the PUD bill, the water bill, the electricity bill, if I can call and pay my mortgage with my It Works card, how is that going to make you feel, right? When you see that first comma in your paycheck, how's that going to make you feel? I'll never forget the feeling of my first comma in my check, my first 5-figure monthly check. I'll never forget those feelings. But guess what? My job now is to help as many women now do that. I want to help as many people experience those feelings because I know what this business has done for me and I know what it can do for you. But my next thing that I want to share is I know there's probably at least a handful of people on here. I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if you do not have a supportive spouse right now. Whether it's a boyfriend, whether it's a fiance, whether it's a husband, whatever, whoever, a partner, I don't care who it is. If you don't have somebody that's supportive, if there's only one person, I'm going to die because I know there's people. All right. I figured there's probably a handful. You guys, I went all the way to Presidential Diamond with, and there's kind of 2 parts to this. Presidential Diamond was 0 support. Okay. All the way to Prez. Okay. 2nd to top rank in the company. Well, 3rd with Black Diamond. But you guys, I got my first, I think it was my triple check. And I literally like called my husband. I was like, oh my God, we just made $13,000 a month. And you want to know what he said? Cool. Literally cool. And I almost just died. Like, you guys, I almost just like melted. I crumbled. Like, I was like, how could you possibly not be excited or like understand or whatever? And here's the thing. I almost left him in this business. Okay. Almost. I packed up my whole house. I don't even know if my best friend's on here, but I packed up my whole house. I went to her house and I said, I'm done. I'm leaving this and this and this. You know, I packed everything up, got the kids, we're done. Okay. And she looked at me and she said, but do you love him? And I said, yes. And she said, okay, then you need to go back home and have a conversation. My biggest downfall in this business, you guys, is it is so easy to get caught up in the money. It is easy to get caught up in the promotions. It's easy to get caught up in the fun and the Zooms and this and that. But you have got to take time for your marriage and yourself and your kids and your life. Okay. You've got to take care of you. And for so long, it was, this is mom's business. This is mom's Zoom. This is mom's stuff. And you guys are here. Mom's here. I'll make the money and then we'll go have the fun. And I packed on 60 pounds. I was literally eating and making the money and this and that. And I thought, well, making all this money is going to make me happy. Making all this money and promoting is going to make our whole family happy. And we can go on these vacations and blah, blah, blah. It's not the truth, you guys. You cannot forget yourself and your marriage and your relationships and your kids in this business. And that was my biggest failure and my biggest success now that I get to tell this story, because I almost lost my marriage in this business. And what I will say now is my biggest downfall was communication. Hey, these are my Zooms for the week. I'm going to put them on our family calendar. Okay. We've got a family calendar in the kitchen. If you don't have one, go do one tonight. And they put them on there. Okay. Then our Sunday night calls, you guys, guess what? My kids tell me now, hey mom, it's almost 7. My husband will tell me, hey, your call's in like 10 minutes. I'm like, crap, got to get my phone. Okay. Whereas 4 years ago, it was, why are you on your phone again? Why are you on your phone again? Why are you on a Zoom again? This and that. It's communication. You've got to be the one to communicate with your spouse or the other person. Quit expecting them to understand the business. Quit expecting them to understand what an enrollment is. When you're sitting here on your phone and you're working, they don't understand. They don't understand that you can make $5,000 a month from your phone, $10,000 a month from your phone, 15, 20. You guys, they don't understand that. And so for you to sit there and lay in bed with them at night on your phone isn't going to make any sense to them. They're going to say, sweet, while you're over there putting your eyeballs to your phone, I'm sitting here like, pay attention to me. And there has to be a happy medium. Yes, I love that. There has to be a happy medium. There has to be a 50-50. And so when I realized that, hey, guess what? This means so much to me. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm passionate about. I love helping people. This is for my kiddos. I get to be present in my kids' classroom. I get to be on that volleyball court. I get to be the mom I want to be. I get to be the wife I want to be. I get to be the business owner I want to be. I get to be who I want to be. But I couldn't forget my marriage. And it was, for me, I had to say, okay, I was so long trying to bring him home because I thought that's what he wanted. I, for so long, was like, guess what, babe? It's going to be me and you on stage, Presidential Diamonds, this and that. And he was like, I don't even know what a distributor is. And I'm sitting here like 4 years in, guys. And so I had to step back and realize this was my dream, not his. Okay. But guess what? We're now almost 8 years in the business. And I get to go to conference without that, oh my God, should I spend this money? Should I do this? Should I do that? Walking on eggshells. It's a, hey, have a blast. My husband doesn't even ask about like, hey, what are you doing? This or that, whatever. We had our conference weekend last weekend, you guys had a blast. Okay. And my thing is communication. You have to communicate in this business, even if it's a Zoom, whatever, but also between 4 and 7 p.m. minus tonight, my phone is down, guys. When he's home, we have dinner, we talk this, that, but he also knows my business is a priority. He was always a silent, not supporter, I should say. He never said anything. And that was even worse than saying something or not saying something, you guys. Like, give me a congratulations. Give me a good job. Give me a something. Nothing. It was like, sweet. Well, that's cool. I'm going to celebrate this promotion by myself. Like, fun. I'm going to go pay off this credit card by myself. That's how it was, you guys. But now that fast start bonus, hey, babe, you want to go get some drinks Friday? Hey, oh, I got the AT&T bill. It's all covered. It's already all paid. You know, hey, this is paid off. When you pay off the tires, I sent him a text the other day. Hey, tires are paid off. We just got them. Tires paid off. Sweet. Thank you so much for doing that. It's the little things that mean the most. So include your kids, include your spouse, but don't make the decision and the dream for them, but include them. Do the dream boards with them, do the goal setting with them, but don't make them what you are, because you are sitting here doing personal development. You're sitting here listening to your upline. You're sitting here plugged into team calls and leaders like this. I mean, Is your spouse sitting right next to you getting their cup filled up? If they are, hell yeah, that's amazing. But if they're not, you're going to get off the Zoom fired up and want to go tell them about it. And they're probably going to be like, cool. So I'm here to tell you that communicate your needs, your wants, but also remember to not forget about them. Okay. Don't forget about them and make the time for them, but you also got to make the time for your business because you made that commitment. The next thing really quick, we work this business based upon, we don't work this based on how we feel, you guys. We work this based on what we want. So I don't care if you get up and you feel like crap. Well, Sarah, you're a whole nother level because you got COVID and you're on here. But if you wake up and you don't feel like working the business, I know for me, I don't feel like working the business 6 days a week. I don't feel like getting up every day and I'm peppy and I'm excited and that's not my thing. My thing is I know my why. I know what I want. And I'm not going to let emotion take a hold of that. I'm not going to let emotion overcome what I want. I'm not going to allow a no to overcome what I want. Okay. And my last thing is people are the best part of the business and people are the hardest part of the business. And the reason why I say this, and a lot of them have already said this, people are going to quit on you every single day. You're going to promote with different people every single promotion. You're going to have customers that'll message you and say, I didn't get results or this or that, or I'm quitting this and that. Guess what? You still are here because of a reason and your why, and you cannot allow the people to take that from you. You cannot allow somebody's emotion to take that from you. And so when I took the emotion out of this business and let this business go from my head to my heart, I realized that, guess what? You've got a job to do. You have got a legacy to leave. Quit allowing other people's emotions to dictate what you want and where you're going in this business. People quit on emotion every single day. People stop taking a product on emotion every single day, right? People take emotion out of a post. I mean, for crying out loud, we've all gotten offended by a post, right? People quit because of a free social media app that we use every single day to build this business because somebody typed something behind a keyboard. I mean, let's be honest. So if one thing that I can leave with you tonight is that communication amongst your family, your spouse, your team, realize that people are going to come and go in this business, but you have got to be so fired up every single day, knowing what you want, where you're going and why you're here. And no one will ever touch you as far as leaving, coming, going, whatever, and just get up and be consistent regardless of what's happening in life because it's always going to happen.
Well, hot dog. How am I supposed to follow that? Allison, so much of the things that you said, I was like, yes, oh my God, yes, 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 yes. I literally was just like all over the place. So, so good and so relatable. I've been in this business almost 8 years also. And I just feel like so many times you see people and meet people that have been in the business for maybe the same amount of time as you have, and they have gone through the same things that you have gone through. And honestly, you guys, like sidelines are huge. Like every time I'm pushing for promotion, like I've never met Allison before. And I'm like, hi, can I hug you? Like, you know, there's so many times in this business that you really just want to lock arms with some sidelines, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask people right now if you need a sideline or something like that. Ask your upline to help find somebody, because we all know how important it is. So we will help you find that if you do need that. But anyways, that was great. You guys are all sharing such amazing things. So I've been in the business 7.5 years. I was a teacher, special ed and math teacher, 2 master's degrees, and you're gonna laugh, but I blocked everybody that did it works on Facebook, literally blocked them, wanted no part of what they had to do, because I am so like, yeah, okay, whatever, like you do you, boo, but like I'm gonna do me. And then my husband wanted an open bar at our wedding, and I was like, oh, crap, teachers don't really make good money. So I said, well, shoot, let me unblock them and let me just like give it a shot just to make that $500 to pay for the open bar. Like, guys, I'm not kidding when I say, like, when I started, I was like, you will never call me a rap girl. Like, I don't care what like all this stuff is. I'll sell some of those greens and then peace out. I'm going to pay for my open bar because that's all I really wanted. See you later. Bye. I'm not kidding. Like, I was so like, just kind of like in my own little bubble, and I didn't care what anybody thought. That was really my only goal. But who's laughing now? As I'm a triple diamond 7.5 years later, stay-at-home mom, full-time, debt-free, like, so I reached that goal pretty quickly of making that $500 a month. So that's really when my eyes opened. I made a Christmas cash bonus and it was $800 cash. And as a teacher, I was like, well, hot dog, like I just paid cash for Christmas. Like that's not normal as a teacher. $2,000 a month was my bubble. Okay. Paycheck to paycheck was my bubble. So I'm going to ask you a super serious question right now. And I want you to actually like seriously think about what I'm about to say. Think about the bubble you're in, whether it's money, $2,000 a month was my bubble. Paycheck to paycheck, that was my bubble. Guys, that was my comfort zone. Why would I want to be in that kind of a comfort zone, right? Like, what's your bubble? What's your bubble that you're just used to? It's not really like a bad thing. It's just what you're used to. It's the norm. Okay. Expand that. Okay. It's not just going to expand on its own. You actually have to step outside that comfort zone. That was, it's so uncomfortable. It's so awkward. It's so not normal, right? I had 2 master's degrees. Why would the last thing I would have ever thought of doing was leaving my job to do something like this. Like that's not normal. It's out of my comfort zone, right? It's not in my bubble. So that's why you really have to give people a chance to really see the vision of what this company can do for them. Because when they first get started, you're kind of like, what in the world? And all of you are on this right now. You're catching the vision. You're hearing our stories. Okay. That's why you want your team to be on these as well. Share the recordings, hey, say, you know what, watch this recording and then send me 3 things that you got from that. Okay. Hold them accountable. Okay, back to my story. Sorry. So I got that Christmas cash bonus and then they came out with the diamond bonus. And I was like, oh, who's laughing now? Like I just got an $800 cash bonus. Now you're telling me I can make $10,000 just doing those same steps over and over again. Okay, I got this. So I was executive when I got cocky. Okay. I was executive now when I'm like, I'm a rap girl. I'm going to get that $10,000 bonus because I know exactly what I have to do. So I went Ruby the next month. And then you guys, they took away the bonus and then they brought back the bonus. It was the last month they brought it back. And I was like, I'm a Ruby. Like I can't go diamond. And I had worked really hard to go diamond, or I'm sorry, I worked really hard to go Ruby. So I was like, I don't know if I can do it. So you start having these doubts and you get in your head. And I was like, okay, what's holding me back? Okay, well, my full-time job is holding me back, but what else is holding me back that I can change? Well, I don't like working in a messy house. I have to cook dinners, okay, for my fiance and I, okay? So I made some serious sacrifices. And I know this sounds silly because right now I have 3 kids and I'm so busy with 3 children. But at the time, okay, a dirty house and making dinners for my husband and going out with my friends for pedicures, whatever, wine dates. Those were the things that were holding me back. So I was like, cancel it all. Everything's done. I'm done. No date nights. We're not making dinners together. We'll do microwavable meals or we'll order out. I don't care. I am literally going all in right now. I'm getting this $10,000 bonus. Okay. Guys, I hired a cleaning lady to come once a week and I went all in. And I was still working full time, but I was like, I'm getting this diamond bonus and I'm going diamond. I don't care what it takes. And I got to work. Guys, I did not know how it was going to happen. I did not look at those boxes and I know somebody said put names. I didn't know what I was doing. I literally was ignorance on fire and I was like, let's go. Everyone, we're just going to go all in. Now, I will also say at that time, I was pushing for myself. Okay. Because I wanted this and I wanted that, right? I wanted this for my family. Your why is always changing. I've been in this business for 7.5 years. You will not hear me say, I want this. I want that. You know what you will hear me say? Oh my God, it'll bring me to tears to say, I want this so badly for you. I want this so badly for you. You, every single person on my team. Oh my gosh, I want this so badly for you. I want you to have what I have. I want you to see what I see. I want you to be able to pay those bills and not even bat an eye about it. Okay. I want you to be able to say yes to anything and get Instacart and just not worry about this or that. And you know what I mean? And I'm not talking materialistic stuff. Okay, I'm talking about raising your babies and not putting them in daycare if that's what is a dream of yours, because that was my dream. So I double promoted from Ruby to Diamond in 1 month, got the $10,000 cash bonus. And that's when the big light bulb moment went on. Okay. At that time, I struggled for like a month because I struggled with my why, because I got married. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm working for. Like, what am I doing? And then I got pregnant. And then my next light bulb went off. And I was like, okay, I live in Arizona. My entire family's in New York. Like, I have nobody to watch my kid. Like, what am I going to do? So that's when I really got to work. 8 months pregnant, I went to conference with my husband. Okay. It was really important for him to be, Allison, I chuckle because of your story. Okay. My husband called it a hobby. I wanted to punch him in the face. My husband, I thought when I made a comment in my check, I was like, oh, guess what? Okay. Yep. Good job. Yeah. Whatever. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, this is supposed to be exciting for both of us. So I totally can relate to, some of the things that you were saying there, because that was a struggle for me. I just wanted him to be so excited, and me bringing him to conference, I'll be careful with how I word this, but he did not then like catch the vision and go. Like, he's in law enforcement and he is not even close to ever wanting to come home and stay, be a dad home. And that's fine with me. We would never work together. But he finally saw me and what it would do for me and what it could do for our family. So he then started to support me. He said, what do you need from me? And I was like, oh my God, like, I need to answer this very carefully because this is a big thing that he just asked me. And I said, I truly need for you to not give me crap for being on my phone, because I need for you to understand that I am working. I am not messing around on my phone. I am not like just chilling. I'm working. I truly, truly am. And for me, that was a really big deal. And then I laughed and I said, and you can never call this a hobby again if I make this happen. So the next month, 8 months pregnant, exhausted, I promoted my business to double and I promoted his business to diamond, and we got a $50,000 cash bonus, and I went on maternity leave and I still have not gone back. And that is my mic drop moment, because I am like, that's when I was like, see you teaching. I'm done with your $2,000 a month and I'm going to be a rap girl, because I never thought that I would be. And a year later, I went triple and took him double. We went debt free. Like, being a teacher and writing a check for $12,000 to just pay off one of my student loans, that's not normal. Like, it's not normal. So if you want to be normal, like, do your thing, stay in your bubble, that's fine. But like, I was ready to like not be normal. Okay. I wanted to be paying $12,000 checks off of my student loans. So I was ready to grow out of that bubble. I was ready to try new things. And that was really just like, it just changed everything for me at that time. Now, everything that you just heard me say was all the ups, right? All the ups in my business. Okay. You're going to have a lot of ups and you're going to have a lot of downs, but a lot of people don't talk about the downs. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about all my downs, about the people quitting or whatever. But what I really, really do want to share with you, and some of the other girls did touch on this too, is that life's going to get hard. And I feel like the thing that I've learned most and that I tell my team is, you just have to accept that life's going to get hard. This business is going to be hard. So when it gets hard, be like, cool, I knew this was coming, and just keep moving forward. Okay. But like, life is going to get really, really hard, to the point where like, you're going to be on your knees and you're going to be crying. And I have been through 2 miscarriages. I have lost my father to cancer. And because of this business, I was able to move cross country and live with him and help my mom. And then when he passed, I was able to move home and help her. And it's really because of this business, because you guys know, as a teacher, that wouldn't have happened. There's no way I would have been able to move across the country with my kids and family to help with that. I wouldn't have been able to take time off. So you have to think right now, in this moment, after conference and these announcements and these bonuses, do not wait till June to start working your business and go all in. Right now is the time that you have to go all in. Right now is the time that you have to make sacrifices. You don't know how hard your life is going to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now. But I promise you, hear me when I say this, I promise you, you working so hard these next couple months to get diamond, double diamond, triple, I don't care where you're going, you working right now so hard these next couple months, you're going to remember these months and you're going to look back and you're going to thank yourself. I'm so glad that I did that. And I'm so glad that I worked hard then, because life is hard. Life is hard right now. And I can take this month off. I can take 2 weeks off. Okay. You can check out and you can still get a freaking paycheck. So let me look at my notes. Now is the time to run. Now is the time to run. Don't look back. Don't try to figure out how it's going to happen. Okay. Don't try to figure out where all your people are going to go and whatever. You're going to change people's lives. And right now you might not see it being about so many other people, but you will. So do it right now for you, and do it right now for all the people that you're going to change their life as well, and get to work. So, all right, that's it.
Hey guys, am I unmuted here? All right, so my name is Shannon and I am a presidential. I've been in this business since 2011, so 9 years. I'm from the Boston area. And I don't even know what to say because you guys like have me like just listening to you guys. I'm quiet and I'm shy, so talking on videos is not my thing. So sometimes, you know, we always think like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Or, you know, they're like, we are no one special. Like anyone can do this. So I don't want you to stop, like, think to yourself like, oh my gosh, I could never do any of this. So I started my business in 2011. At the time I was doing skincare and I was bartending. So my husband's a builder and we own our own business. So pretty much I wanted to do anything to be home with my 3 boys. So working late nights till 4 a.m. And passing him as he's coming in, you know, to do dinner, and I'm leaving to go to work and getting home late nights. I was always just like trying to think of things to do, you know. My husband would always say like, why don't you do real estate or do this? And I'd always be like, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. And then this opportunity was presented to me by my mom, who did network marketing her entire life. She was super successful due to her hard work as a single mom of 3, but she's very outgoing and I'm very quiet. And so I just automatically said, nope, I'm not doing that. And at the time we did wrap parties like the rest of us were talking about. And I said that I would have a wrap party at my house, but I was not getting into the business. I wanted nothing to do with it. I told my friends to come over. I said, I have no idea what she's talking about. Just come over to get away from the kids, have a glass of wine. And that night I saw the vision. I saw my friends get amazing results. I saw everybody was, you know, they were making wrap cash. And as a bartender, you know, working late nights all night long to make that cash. And I was just seeing the cash be made within the first hour of the party. And it was amazing. So sorry, I'm nervous. I hate talking about so anyways, I joined the business. I actually didn't have the $99 to join, and I borrowed it from my mom. And my mom said, when you get your first $1,000 commission check, just to pay me back. And I was kind of like, still at the time, like, oh, okay. And that quickly happened. That was in October. And I think I promoted to Diamond about 3 months later. And then after that, it just kept on, you know, we were just having fun. And that's so many things that I heard tonight is that you don't need to know everything, just have fun, you know, and that's the most important part of that is I think sometimes the longer we think that we need to know everything and we don't. I didn't know anything. I joined the business. I had 2 of my friends join with me, and then we started going out and we started doing wrap parties all the time, every weekend, every night. And we were having a freaking good time, and people wanted what we had because we were having fun. And then, you know what? Like they always say, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And it's so true. Like you don't need to sit on videos all day long. Yes, learn some stuff. So you do know some stuff, but you don't need to know everything. And so that's what we did. We just went out, we had a good time, and people wanted that. And so we didn't go to conference that January because we had just joined the business. I regret it every minute. But that I will never forget my mom calling me on the way home in the airport saying, "You're going to get a $10,000 bonus. Like, you are going to get that." And I was like, I've never had somebody say that to me, like that opportunity. As a bartender, if I didn't work that shift, I didn't get paid. If I didn't go in and do someone's eyebrows that day, I didn't get paid. And I was missing so many days and weekends with my kids. And I didn't want to miss that. I didn't want to get that phone call of what they did or how, they did at their hockey game. I wanted to be the mom that was there for everything part of their life. And so I got the $10,000 bonus, and then went to conference the very next year. It was my first conference. It was amazing. We had so much fun. And then conference definitely, caught the vision for me, just seeing the heartbeat of the company. But what it was going to my first dash. So at conference the next year, I was double, and then I went triple right after that. And we used to have what they called dash. And my husband and I went to that. And that was definitely by far life-changing for me. Just being around everyone and just having my husband there with me, catching the vision and seeing what this company is all about. And truly, Mark, Cindy, Pam, Mike, everyone, like, they legit 1000% care about everyone. And like somebody said, I forget who said it about the box. I'll never forget, that is something that Pam said there. Is that when you're looking at that box, that's not a box. That's not $400 that you're trying to fill. That is someone's life. And look at every single one of those boxes as that you're changing that person's life. And so that really just changed so much for me. And so then after that, I stayed triple for about a year, and then I promoted to presidential. We were away on vacation on an island with limited service. I completely ignored my family. I was walking, we had order sheets then. I was walking around the beach with my order sheets. And you know what? I could have made every excuse in the world not to do it, but I had every excuse in the world to do it. I will never let my kids be my excuse. And it's so easy to do that. We get caught up in so many things. I have teenagers, life is busy. And like, something's always gonna come your way. And there's always gonna be something that you say that you're not gonna do it. But don't let your kids be your excuse. Don't let your why be your excuse. Go for it and do it. One of my tips I just wanted to share with you guys is, sometimes we can also get caught up in the comparison game a little bit. And so sometimes I was so guilty of that. And that's one thing. Don't compare yourself, because like I said, everybody's journey is different and everyone is different. Anyone can do this. And one other thing is that one thing that in all the years of my business, I've really never connected with any sidelines. And this year I made a commitment to myself that I am going to do that. I've left myself kind of like on my own island. I don't know why, but I just always kind of felt like, like playing the comparison game. And that's what I did. And this year, my word of the year is overcome. And I want to overcome and make new relationships with people, and not just people on my team. I want to learn from other people. I just never did that. I don't know why, and I regret it. So this is my year and I'm so thankful to be on here with you guys. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And so that's it.
All right, do we have anyone else? I think that was it, Jen, right?
Yeah, I think that was it. And the funny thing is we planned this Zoom, you guys, to just, share a bit of our story and give you guys a tip coming out of conference on how to win in this season. But we realized that we have a theme here, and it's funny how God brings the right people together, and all of a sudden, we all have very, very similar stories. And we're all top leaders that we're wanting to branch out and connect, with other sidelines and get out of our bubble and learn and grow from each other. But we all also have a very similar theme of not getting distracted by life. Like, life is going to always happen. We're always going to have curveballs, right? And it's about pivoting and making the most out of the time that we have, right? Because you just truly never know what's going to happen, what's going to be thrown in your way. So I am just grateful that you guys are here, and I'm grateful for you leaders for joining and sharing your stories and inspiring me and everyone else. This was awesome.
Well, thank you for organizing everything, Jen. We all appreciate it very much. I will get you guys the recording so that we can share it with the rest of our team for anybody that did miss it. But guys, you were on this Zoom for a reason. So now it's just time for you guys to take it to a whole nother level and get rocking and rolling and get yourselves to diamond and above, because that is where all the fun happens and the commas are thrown in your paychecks. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye.